Good morning. Today is Friday, November 11th, 2022. Today, November 11th, is Remembrance Day. And today we remember the bravery and the sacrifice of those members of the Canadian Armed Forces who gave their lives. A number of years ago, I met a man. He's now since passed away. And he served as a navigator in the Air Force during World War II in the Canadian Air Force. And he wrote a poem about his plane, the plane that he and his crew flew during World War II. And they had named the plane Ragged But Right. That was the name of the plane. So he wrote a poem called Ragged But Right, and it's written by Everitte Barbee, and it begins as follows. Ragged but right, please take us home. Only 3 engines and all alone. The sky has been full of fighters and flak, but don't let that keep us from getting back. Some, of course, did make it home, and some, tragically, did not. All of them are heroes. Every country has a Remembrance Day, a Memorial Day, which is a tribute to fallen soldiers. But there is something unique about Canada that we should really appreciate today. And I'll start by asking this question. Would you be willing to risk your life, even to give your life, to protect your family from attack? Would you be willing to give your life to protect your community from attack? I think many of us might say yes. But that never happened in Canada. In modern times, Canada was never attacked. And therefore, every Canadian soldier who gave his or her life gave it not to protect their family and their community. They gave it to defend a principle, an idea, to defend freedom, to fight against oppression and tyranny, to keep the promise of helping an ally. And today is an appropriate day for every one of us to consider what idea or principle would you be willing to risk or even give your life for? Allow me to share with you a poem, part of a poem, written by Walt Whitman. No relation, but one of my favorite poets. The title of the poem is Election Day, November 1884. Whitman, of course, was writing about the presidential election in the United States that took place in that year. I share these words with you today not about politics and not about the United States. And I share it genuinely with no irony and no hesitation, simply as something that we here in Canada should appreciate and revere. Election Day, November 1884, by Walt Whitman. If I should need to name, O Western world, your powerfulest scene and show, it would not be you, Niagara, nor you, limitless prairies, nor your huge rifts of canyons, Colorado, nor you, Yosemite, nor Yellowstone with all its spasmic geyser loops ascending to the skies, nor Oregon's white cones, nor Mississippi's stream. This seething hemisphere's humanity, as now I'd name, the still, small voice vibrating, America's choosing day, the heart of it not in the chosen, the act itself the main, the quadrennial choosing, the final ballot, the paradox and conflict, a swordless conflict, the peaceful choice of all. Today we remember that freedom requires sacrifice. Today we honor the heroism of men and women, and we hope to live up to the legacy they leave for us. And part of that legacy is to honor and praise and appreciate the men and women today in the Canadian Armed Forces who continue to risk their lives and even give their lives for these same principles. Every Shabbos at ADATH and at other synagogues across this country, we say this prayer for Canadian soldiers, and I offer it today in honor of every man and woman who serves in the Canadian Armed Forces. Heavenly Father, bless and protect the men and women of the Canadian Armed Forces who risk their lives for the sake of peace. Guide them in peace, lead them toward peace, and return them speedily to their families, alive and unharmed. Grant us true peace in fulfillment of the prophecy, nation will not bear arms against nation and will no longer practice war. I urge you to express your gratitude and appreciation today and every day. My friends, I want to wish you a wonderful day, and I look forward to seeing you soon in person.